So let's go back to the S&P really quick. I put on candlesticks so that people can really see kind of the consolidation. So here's the S&P, and it's been consolidating for about 2 good weeks now, almost two and a half. What when you see that consolidation, it's like people are sitting on their hands. They're wondering what to do. Basically, they're wondering, should I buy or should I sell? So they're kind of like in this position where they're on the fence. And what we usually see, and we haven't seen it yet, but when we see that they're on their hands for too long, and the magic number is usually 3 to 5 weeks, if they're sitting on their hands without a clear idea whether they should be buying or selling, we start to see the VIX creep up, because then what they're doing is they're starting to get nervous, because again, you haven't been giving them clear direction on whether we should be buying into the markets or selling, so they start buying hedges. So I'm waiting to see if the VIX starts creeping up, because what that means is that people are getting jittery, not knowing what to do. It hasn't happened yet, right? The VIX is right at its mean. We were able to adjust the mean this month, and so you can see we're right. Here, I'll put it more into focus for you. We're right at our mean. Um, but they're just waiting. And so think of it this way, Sip. If you like make somebody sit on the couch and you say to them, "Hey, I'm going to get back to you about what we're going to do today in 5 or 10 minutes," they'll probably sit on the couch and it won't be any big deal. But then if you say, "Hey, I'm going to get back to you in about 2, 3, 4 hours," they start to get jittery. In fact, I've seen that in like the waiting room at the car dealerships when somebody has to bring in their car for service, and the guy keeps coming out and saying, "We don't really know what's wrong yet. Give us a little bit more time." And people start to get, but if they've been sitting in there for half a day, they start calling their friends. "Hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time, but and they're starting to get jittery. Well, imagine making somebody sit on that couch for days or weeks without letting them know what's going to happen next. Then, you know, you say to them finally, like, "Hey, let's go take a quick ride up to the 7-Eleven that's like, less than a block away." They're instead of just like if it was a usual time, they'd be like, "Oh, cool. Let's go to the 7-Eleven." They'll be like, "Yeah, 7-Eleven," right? They're so like you kept them undecided for so long that the smallest little influence, one way or another is going to get them extremely excited. And so, breaking that analogy down to market terms, when you see that consolidation and it lasts for so long, and then you add to it that they start to buy options because they're hedging, right? When you see that consolidation, it usually leads to something called a breakout. And so I've actually been preparing the folks in my programs for, everything is leading up to the potential of a breakout. That means that the price is either people are going to shoot up or shoot down, usually with a overextended reaction to something small. It's like the smallest little tinder into a bunch of like gas soaked rags, right? But you don't know whether it's going to go up or down. You only know that it's not going to continue sideways consolidating like this.